Big thanks to CryptJar for providing me with an early look at StarRupture's playtest. If you want to be among the first on Arcadia 7, there's 2 Steam keys in the comments that grant you early access. If you're too late to get one, the playtest goes live for everybody who applied through Steam tomorrow. Now let's get to building a crazy factory on an alien planet. Upon starting a game, you have to choose a character class. This is giving some nice variety for when you want to replay the game or play with friends. Unfortunately, this playtest is single player only, and every class except for the scientist is locked. Now while his title sounds fancy, he's just a prisoner with a brain the size of his ego, which leads to many funny conversations between him and the AI assistant named Gal.
You can now unlock new functionality for your buildings at the recipe station.
But the buildings can already do these things. Why would we need to unlock anything?
Arcadia 7 is a very particular place, full of specific resources and requirements. The building's programming needs to be updated as these requirements change, to avoid unnecessarily clogging up memory as well as transfer fees.
It's the Claywood Corporation that determines the cost of transfer. You could lower the price and everything would go smoother.
I'll respond with one of Mr. Claywood's favorite sayings. This is exactly why you're not the richest person in the world.
Emotional damage!
Gal's job in this game is to help you by giving you advice on how to set up the factories and staying alive on this hostile planet. So we start out by learning the basic mechanics, like walk-in and building a $1 million factory that evades taxes so the rich companies can make even more money.
Why can't they process them themselves? They have factories across the entire solar system.
This will be best explained by a private conversation recorded between 2 executives at the Griffiths Military Corporation.
So you're telling me all tax laws apply within the solar system? Dude, mining tax, space fee, deductions for extraterrestrial income, sensitive cargo insurance costs. Legally, none of that applies there. They can't even impose customs duties. It's free money, man.
I don't know why I asked.
The main goal of StarRupture will be to set up machines that produce resources so we can ship them out to various companies. When doing so, we'll gain reputation amongst them and even a bit of trust. This is displayed in levels, each of which also provides us with new recipes. Currently there's 5 companies, each specializing in a specific field. And each one does different things, like this one for example, the Future Health Solutions. Seems to basically be, well, as you would expect, about our health. And this one, the Selenian Corporation. Now that looks a little more interesting. Seems to give us a bunch of stuff that we can refine the materials with. Griffith Blue seems to be mercenary based. We even get defense turrets, which I think you would probably want in the main game, because I don't think raids on our base are a thing yet in this playtest. The Moon Energy Corporation. Recipe Station could be good. Map inventory upgrade. Wind turbine. That's a weird looking wind turbine, but sure. This one seems to be a bit more all over the place. It says Energy Corporation, but for that case, only wind turbine makes sense. The rest are just upgrades to our person, for the recipe station, I guess. And then Clever Robotics. Personal storage. Storage. Better rails. More storage. Okay, I get it. Clever Robotics is into storage a lot. We started on mining the basic ores. These are titanium. These are found in the pillar-shaped cliffs. And then there's wolfram. This is a material I've never heard of before, and it kinda looks like copper. These ore veins are also very easy to spot. These have large arches going over the top of them. Sending resources is rather easy. All you have to do is connect the mines directly to the orbital cargo launcher. This will shoot them up right into a rift into the sky.
How am I supposed to send what I've gathered back to Earth?
The same way you got here, but in reverse. Look up at the sky. Once you build an orbital cargo launcher, it will send supplies right through that rift. It will cover light years in seconds.
It's a rift? I don't see a rift. Yeah, just trust me, that rift is totally there. However, sending up materials is not the only way we can improve our reputation with them. This is an alien planet after all, and people have not set foot here in a very long time, so there's barely anything known about its resources. So we can collect the local flora as well as the cores of meteors that have fallen and analyze them. This research is rather valuable and will boost the level of any company you wish to give it to. Now with the tutorial completed, and having obtained the valuable knowledge on how to deconstruct my terrible mistakes, it is time to lock in and rebuild a bigger and better factory. Seeing that it would take a lot of power, and solar panels only give us a small amount, I looked into which company to side with for the time being, to obtain a better electricity source. The Moon Energy Corporation seemed to have what we required. However, this is a weird looking wind turbine. Now I love my wind turbines, but what the hell is this thing? Because you can't tell me that this pile of scrap metal is part of the same family as these mega chats. But 60 power is 60 power, so I got to work. This, however, halted real quick, as we needed a resource that we were not producing yet. All we had so far were the raw ores and bar versions of both titanium and wolfram. However, the Moon Energy Corp wanted wolfram wires, and in order to get this, we would need to build a fabricator. However, this is a structure we do not own yet, and to get the recipe we had to complete an order for the Selenium Corporation. Luckily this was simple enough, as all they required were a couple of bars that we were producing. But this was still going to take a while, and the farther we get into the game, the more items these companies require. This will eventually force us to build more machines, improve our overall factory to create a larger output. However, instead of already working on this, I just wanted to go explore. I suppose while we're waiting on the fabricator, let's go out a little bit. 1, we collect a bunch more food. And 2, I want to see where calcium is at. What is going on over here? Got some special planes? The prickler. I'm gonna imagine these are a bit more dangerous to put in our mouths. So I'm not gonna eat those, but we will harvest them. Is it me or does the ground here look a bit off? It looks more yellow-orange. I'm gonna level up the movement. We have levels? Oh yeah, we do. And we can unlock special things for it as well. Use a lamp station to adjust your scales. Well, we don't have that yet. I was more interested in this. New type of plant here. What is going on over here though? There's a green glow. Oh, okay, that's radiation. I don't think we should go there then. And that's an interesting crater right here. You grown something good in there? I don't harvest any of this. Oh.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, he's very happy about seeing that dead body. I'm guessing it's all red because blood then. Gotta wonder what the hell happened. Like, what creates a crater like this? There's nothing over it, like no meteor or something. Well, so far I haven't found calcium, but I do see what looks like an antenna, maybe? It says it's locked. Geoscanner map required. Okay, so we come back here when we get the map, and I'm guessing that unlocks this part of it. Huh. Oh, those are enemies. Yeah, we don't have a weapon yet, so... Jesus Christ. Gal, don't do me like that, man. That came out of nowhere. On a brighter note, I think this is the calcium we were looking for. It actually wasn't that far away from the base, but we explored most of that area. Ooh, what's that down there? Like a broken monolith of some sort. I can't do anything with this. But that is quite interesting. And after some time, as I returned to the base, the order had been completed, giving us the fabricator recipe. I also spent 200 of our research points instantly leveling up the Griffith Blue Corp, as it would give us access to a pistol. This would come in handy when we come across one of those buggy boys again. But with the fabricator in hand, I had to rebuild part of our existing machine so we could produce wires of the wolfram bars. While doing this, I took a look at some of the other items that we could autocraft. Most of these were locked, and we would need to unlock them at a recipe station. Besides the wires, there's 3 items we have access to currently. These are the bullets for our pistols, titanium rods, and calcite sheets. While we were mining the wolfram and titanium, we did not have anything set up yet for the calcite, as this was not near our base. However, during a little expedition, I did find one of the calcite veins, but it was at the bottom of a cliff decently far away. With the wires being produced, I wanted to take a look at the settlement I saw at the top of the cliff where we found the calcite. All went well until I got a warning message from Gal.
I'm detecting increased rupture activity.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Prepare yourselves for a wave.
Fuck, there's a big wave coming. Habitat. And I built outside the base. Fuck. That means we're gonna have to run all the way back. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, that really doesn't sound good. It kind of sounds like the Earth is crumbling and there's a siren going off. I guess it makes sense that we couldn't just build a base anywhere because we need this solar shield to protect us from the heat. But I wonder what it does to some of the machines here. Wave warning. Yep, it's getting bad now. Look at that, man. Alright, the wave is coming in 10 seconds. At least we get a nice countdown for this. I wonder if we can send in the door here.
Rupture's eruption has started. StarRupture has started. Hurry.
Okay, well, let's close the door instead, shall we?
Extreme temperature.
Oh! That does not look good. But we made it. That's insane. I just placed the window because I wanted to see, and then there was a sudden fireball. Is everything good? I'm not sure. I don't think it looked good. Oh. Okay, very high heat. Yeah, we cannot take that. We have to wait. Seems like all our machines have overheated too. We'll have to check that out. It took a little while for the planet to cool down again, and for our machines to be fully operational. When I was safe outside, I headed back to the settlement, and along the way I saw a few new resources that came down during the fire wave. The rupture seems to have longer lasting effects than I thought, as besides the new ore and meteors, the sky was darkened and filled with ash, making it tough to see. Eventually we reached our destination, and I began to explore the outpost. Got a rubble pile here? Some war bonds. Used to unlock new weapons and mods in the equipment upgrade station. That's good.
Gotcha.
And then, hey, what's this? Unknown sphere. Damage tech of unknown origin. Can be used in the analyze station. And seemed to have given us, or it seems like it would give us a lot of points as well. And then an accumulator. Is our inventory full? Oh yeah, it is. Oh damn. Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff that we cannot take with us now. I cannot open this door. There is a hole on the other side, though. I'm guessing we just take this route. And there's a dead guy. There's a little storage box. Pistol ammo. Yes, please. He has a life giver. Increases max HP. I'm not sure how those work exactly. Let's see, what do we want to get rid of? I guess this. Let's see, can we equip that? We probably need that lime station. Let's see, what else do they have here? Unknown media storage. Yeah, we'll be taking that as well. Set up some wolfram, I guess. Is it what the bugs will do to you if they raid your base and they're successful? That is kind of crazy. Here's another air jumper. Reduce double jump cost by 30%. Oh, fuck. Drop this. Take.
Arcadia 7 has finished
Oh.
regenerating.
Alright, well that's good if Arcadia 7 did that. But why the bugs here? Oh, I think I know, because we got here right as... Well, the planet got torched, right? So I guess the bugs... They'll stay underground until the planet regenerates and they can live above ground again. With this new helpful knowledge, I decided to go back home. But along the way, I discovered something weird. There's some vines here. Oh, what the hell is all this? Unsure on how to get down there, I just left and forgot about it for the next few hours. Upon returning to the base, the final resources were being sent for the rift, and we unlocked the map. It worked a little different than how I expected it to. Of course, it's also still under development, so the markers are not that useful when hovering over them. However, I expected us to have to activate the satellite from earlier to uncover the map, but it turns out it doesn't work like that. With the drive of wanting to know what it does, and having to wait on our next shipment anyway for the Selenium Corp, I headed out to the machine. Alright, let's see, now that we have the map, we can actually interact with this. I imagine this is not good, is it? It's making a lot more noise than I thought it would. Yep. Oh! Okay, I'm not sure what this infection is, but... Whatever it is, it's not good. The aiming seems to be pretty good, though, even offhand. Well, we filled that. Okay, well, I don't think we're gonna be able to do this. And I'm dead. We're going to need some big automated weapon, I think, for that. After that massive failure, I decided to go back to the base. I wanted to make some headway on our eventual mega factory. We're going to need ore extractors. How many can we place down per node? Just one? Please tell me we can place more on this one. Only one again, eh? This sadly means that my idea of building a massive ore mining camp is not possible. And after placing down 2 extractors for both titanium and wolfram, it was time to go back to the turbine grind. To unlock the level we needed to craft rotors. These were a little more complicated, as they require both titanium rods as well as wolfram wire, which both come from bars. However, we also needed to unlock the recipe. Looking at the research station, we had everything except for one item. The rotor. Yeah, that's right. In order to figure out how to craft one, you need to find one first. Luckily for us, I remember seeing one at the outpost at the top of the calcite cliff. At the time, I was unable to bring it back, as my inventory was full. However, this is going to be a dangerous mission, as the place is now crawling with bugs. So it was time to make more pistol ammo, as I wasted it all during the satellite run. Now locked and loaded, I took down every bug I saw. So far, it looked like there were 3 kinds of enemies. The small critters, their big brothers, and blue gas boys that infect you if they explode near you. The big bugs and explodey boys also have a chance to drop items. I looted everything my grubby little hands could grab and made my way back home. At the base, I researched all the unique items I found and unlocked the new crafting recipes. I was finally able to set up rotors so we could obtain the wind turbine blueprint. However, after finishing up the setup, Gal warned us about another rupture. So we had to hide in our base while all our machines burned to a crisp. After the temperature was low enough to go back outside, I learned you can manually cool down machines. So I did this to a solar panel and a cargo launcher, as at least that way it will still launch items to Moon Energy Corp, giving us some progress. It was at this time I had a big brain idea. There is a short time after the rupture where every bug is hiding underground. And this was a perfect time to loot the other base we found earlier. So I rushed over and it turned out to be some helium extraction site. Let's take a quick look at this area. It seems like they were mining helium here. And I'm gonna be a little picky with what I take from here too. And also, as soon as the bugs come out, I'm out of here. Heat resistant sheet, that couldn't be bad. There's so much helium. I guess these are the helium extractors though. You know, for not being on this planet in decades, it seems like they still use kind of the same tech after all these years. What is this? Explosive. I don't mind if I do. What is this? Door malfunction. I'm not sure why it is malfunctioning. I mean, it looks kind of in a terrible state, so that might be why. I'm guessing there's a hole. Yeah, there's a hole on the top here. We got some notifications right here. And the dead body. Oh, audio
Tomorrow
cam.
they're delivering a new worker. She'll be serving her sentence with us. We don't have any other convicts at the base, so I'm not too keen on the idea. Still, I trust the company wouldn't hire just any criminal. From the documents they sent me, it looks like she has 5 years of experience in helium. 3 mining on the moon, held a managerial position, has a background in chemistry, but she can also operate a harvester and do repairs. I'd be thrilled if not for the fact I don't have access to the details of her conviction. The head of security has full access to her file and says I shouldn't worry about the sentence. He also promised he'd keep an eye on her.
Alright, well that's kind of interesting. So sending convicts to this planet has been something they've been doing for a long time. It seems like they're only sending convicts now, probably because it is so dangerous. And there's a lot of dead bodies there, goddamn. Alright, surprisingly, I think we got it all. Let's get out of here before the bugs start spawning. Now that we're back at base and have nothing left to do but wait, it was the perfect time to expand our empire. I noticed that Clever Robotics had a storage depot, which I thought would be great to send all the ore to before sending it back out to smelters. This turned out to be a terrible idea, and in hindsight, I have no idea why I thought hooking up 3 machines to one storage and then back out to 3 smelters was fast in anyway. So I decided to take it all down and hook each extractor up to their own smelter. But this was when disaster struck, as when I wanted to remove the storage, the game crashed, and the last save file was over an hour ago. Now luckily I'm the master of fucking around, so getting back to where I was did not take as long once I set my mind to it. And this is why Playtest exists, everyone. I reported this issue and it should be fixed by the time you see this video. After working back up to where I was, We finally unlocked the glorious wind turbines. With this, we could start on the mega factory project that I wanted to make. So I made a small list of the machines I needed. I would have loved to get the multi-rails, but it's pretty far off. So that told me that whatever we build right now, we will destroy again later to improve it. I wanted to start off simple with the basic items. One of these are the basic building materials. And we needed a lot of these because they are used to build the machines. The rest was all made from bars or other crafted items, but for now let's make the components that require just the bars. As this was rather simple, as titanium only had 3 recipes, while wolfram had 2. So I got to work. I built a new base core near to the calcite cliffs, as this is going to become our crafting hub as well as energy farm. I placed a lot of wind turbines down and we will never have to worry about power again. I got 6 storage units and 5 smelters, 1 for each of the bars that we were going to need. After this I got a little sidetracked and started on the base in the crafting hub zone. But after this, I connected a walkway from our wind farm to our base and the storage units in the area. With this we could rip apart our old factories as well as the solar farm to connect the ore extractors up to the smelters. The next task was to craft the 6 items we wanted, 5 of which were as simple as placing a fabricator next to the smelter, while one of them had to be off on its own, as it would make the basic building materials and those were made from the raw ores instead of the bars. Now that everything is ready, I saved the game in case anything went wrong, as I connected the entire operation to our current power grid. It could go very bad from here, if there's too much data going through it at once. Alright. All seems to be fine. It was a huge success. However, while connecting the rest, I noticed there was a red bar at the top of my screen anytime I got close to the base core. It looked like there were too many machines in this region, and I was trying to keep them cooled. We were able to upgrade the cooling capacity, but it would take 10 meteor hearts and a few items that we are now auto-crafting. I quickly went out to search for the meteors, while our storage was filling up with some of the other items. Along the way, I found the edge of a new biome. This one had a lot of nice looking trees and glowy bugs. But after we got enough meteor hearts, I went back to the base, collected some of the other materials. But sadly, the storage could only hold up to 100 of each and we needed 300. This, however, was not our biggest problem. Gail informed us of yet another rupture that was going to happen any minute. In a hurry, I built another fabricator to get this done quicker, as I had no idea if the overheating problem would have negative effects when the heat waves came. With but a minute to spare we had everything, and we're not allowed to upgrade during a heatwave. This made me panic even more, as all we could do was sit in our house and watch the firestorm incinerate the area. After it was all over, I ran out and checked up on the base core. Besides being overheated like everything else, it was fine, and we could upgrade it. This was great, but we're already at the edge of the bar again, and I've not even connected the calcite stuff, let alone the more advanced crafting stations. Leaving that problem to future me, I ran off collecting some of the flaming ore that the storm brought, while I noticed a large hole next to our base. Remember that vine-covered cave that we saw earlier? Well, it looks like after the rupture, we can enter it, as all the vines were burned off. I excitedly jumped down the hole and discovered absolutely nothing. Turns out that in the other caves you were able to find some special plants, and you can use them to make food that have special effects, like becoming immune to infection for a certain amount of minutes. But sadly, we cannot easily farm those next to our base. As Arcadia was healing, I hooked up more cargo launchers and set them to multiple companies. While doing this, we unlocked the furnace. With this, we could start on our next step of crafting items. But first, we needed to research them. Due to our looting runs, we possessed most of the items necessary for this. And after I tossed in everything I had, I immediately went and built a furnace to craft the titanium beams Clever Robotics ordered. And right as it finished, another firestorm was approaching. This seemed to happen very soon after the last one, but it did give me an idea to go out and explore. There was an outpost I saw far away, and maybe if I was fast enough, I could loot it before the bugs were respawned. However, I discovered something else, a blue barrier that stopped me in my tracks. I could even see the outpost right on the other side. I decided to follow the barrier and see how large of a play area we had. The devs said this was around 15% of what the full game will have at launch. And recording this after I finished the game, let me tell you, the map is huge already. After some time, I got to a large crater in the ground and what looked like a destroyed town. This was right under the giant metal ball that you see in most of the main promotional art, and sadly, that was inaccessible due to the barrier. However, this town was not. But something else tried to stop me. A huge army came up from the ground and chased me down. There was no way I would be able to kill them all, so I threw my grenade as that could distract them, and I ran away. Making it home safely, we were just in time to see the final package go out to the Moon Energy Corp, and as a reward we get an inventory upgrade. This added an extra row in our bag, which will come in very helpful as soon I wanted to remove a lot of the machines and rebuild it. Not long after, Clever Robotics leveled up as well, giving us access to the building drone. This allowed you to build with a bird's eye view, making building a lot easier. My next goal was to unlock better rails. For this we needed to level up Clever Robotics once more. They needed some heat resistant sheets, but these were very easy to set up as we already had all the items, and after doing so, I set my sights on another company. Griffith Blue was on the agenda. However, they wanted ceramics, and for that, we needed helium. Luckily, I found a spot earlier that has it. It was a little ways away, so it took some time to hook it all up and build a line back to base. While we were building this, the final shipment for Clever Robotics went out and unlocked the tier 2 rails. With this, I wanted to boost production. So I started on a huge titanium mine. This produced enough to craft basic and medium items. In the meantime, I unlocked the final crafting station that was available during the playtest, the Mega Press. So I went on a big building spree, maxing out our base core, connecting machines to launchers, max ranking one company after the other, unlocking the lamp so we could upgrade our character, and the weapon station, where we were finally able to obtain the assault rifle. All that was left now was the final Clever Robotics rewards. To get this, we needed valves. An item we had not yet researched. The annoying part about this progression system is that we needed the item in order to unlock the recipe. And I searched the entire map. We already looted every outpost, so the only place I could think of where it would be the drone scraps. However, they're kinda hard to find, and it's not a guarantee that you get the item that you need. So after hours of searching the map and finding a ton of items that have no use in the playtest, I gave up. As a final act of desperation and hope, and turned back to the one challenge we failed earlier in this playthrough, the geoscanner. My hope was that when completing the scan, it would reward us with some goodies. So I set up my defenses. Alright, I think this line of defense should probably be enough. I did have to bring a line all the way from our main base to here to get the power. Turns out there is a limit on base cores. I did not know that. But let's beat the geoscanner. It gave us a lot of trouble earlier. With our newfound power, should be able to do it. Look at him go. Well, that makes it a lot easier, man. How much does it use? Because I only put in max on some of them. That doesn't even use that many bullets. I think even with 2 or 3 you could easily clear this. Didn't need to place down like 15 or something. Sadly, it does not count towards our grenade recharge. But hey, we're ready. Antenna activated. So what does it do? Plays animation, cool. So yeah, it turns out that this just unlocks the map and its surroundings. Fun, but kinda useless as we already explored the entire map that was accessible during the playtest. The only other way I could unlock the next level of Clever Robotics would be through research points. So I researched everything that I could find in my chest, and it was not enough. Not even close. And looking at the rewards, it was not anything new that we could really play around with. Already having spent around 13.5 hours into this 3-hour long beta, I decided to stop here. But then, as I was writing the script, I thought to myself, can't end it like this. I decided to go back in and grinded research points for hours until this happened. I found the valve. This was the second time in my life discovering a valve made me extremely happy. I rushed back to the base to unlock the recipe. A rupture was happening, but it could not dampen my excitement to get back out there and construct the factory line. Unlike obtaining the recipe, making the item was very simple, as all it required were 3 items that were made using just titanium, which we had a large supply of. After the shipment was done, it was time for the grand finale. Level 6 of Clever Robotics, and all it took was a nice amount of nozzles. At this point we were making everything we needed for this, so I plugged in everything into the Mega Press and left the game running while I made some dinner. After I came back I did some more research hunting to speed up the progress. When finally, there we go, we hit the funny number. Watch a rupture happen right now, so it halts all progression for those couple extra seconds. Well, even if it does happen right now, this is gonna finish way before that can even go off. Come on, come on. It's taken so long. Yes! Yes! The large personal storage. This is the final upgrade. Well, it actually isn't as big as I expected it to be, but it holds a lot of storage. And it took like 20 hours to get to this point, but we finally completed the playtest for StarRupture. And it was only supposed to take like 3 hours according to the devs, but that's a lie. Maybe if you know exactly where to get everything and how to get it, but not like this, man. And that is why you never give up. While this took way longer than I expected, and mainly due to the exploring, messing around, and not being able to find that damn valve, I had a fun time. And if this playtest is still around by the time you're watching this video, I highly recommend playing it. It is a great automation survival game. I love the details the devs added, like watching Arcadia heal after a fire wave, from a barren ash planet back to the lush environment. The characters are fun and I can't wait to meet the rest of the crew. But with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.